Hello. So yeah, I am officially starting quarter three of my library challenge. I am filming September up a bit early, like in August, because I'm going to be away for like nearly all of September, and I just want to make sure that I get this prompt ticked off. But yeah, the I had a lot more luck with the second quarter of this challenge than the first. It had a lot more wins. So hopefully I finish the year with some good ones. So for the September book, I had the prompt of short book, and for that I just picked the sequel to a book that was one of my favorites last year, which is The Wild Robot. I gave this one 5 stars. I loved the story. This one, I think I'm gonna give this one a 4 star because it was more of like a journey rather than her bonding with the characters and the family she'd made. Yeah, it was good, but it was more of like a journey road trip story and that kind of brought it down for me. But basically Roz has wound up in, I don't really know how to tell you about this without spoiling, so I'm gonna be as careful as I can. Yeah, basically at the end of the last book, Roz got taken from this farm she ended up at and ended up back in the robot factory. But yeah, we open this with Roz on a farm, and all she wants to do is get home, is find her son and get back to the island. And yeah, basically this book is about her journey back to this island. And yeah, it wasn't as good as the first one, because I liked the first one because there was like a lot of bonding with the characters and just Roz finding a way to be accepted by her new friends. This one, I think it suffers from like middle book syndrome. Yeah, this one was really just an adventure back to this island. Yeah, so this one's a 4. This one is a 4. But that's not a bad score. But it's not as good as the first one. I didn't like it as much. But yeah, overall, I do like the characters in this story a lot, and yeah, so that's it for this clip. It's not very long, but I didn't really know how much I could say about this book without giving it away because it's like second book in a series. But yeah, in this video, I will catch you guys in October when I continue this challenge. Bye!
Okay, I can't believe we're already nearly at October. It's the day after tomorrow. But I have my book out for the October of this library challenge. And I got my spinner wheel gave me the prompt enemies to lovers. And I wanted to find that one that was like semi-spooky. Sorry, like I was saying. I wanted to find one that was semi-spooky and labeled as enemies to lovers. And I managed to. According to Goodreads, this is enemies to lovers. And it is Cemetery Boys by Aidan Thomas. Yeah, so the first chapter was essentially what they said in this, what the first part of the synopsis was, which is the ritual and then the death of his cousin. And then the second chapter is him going back to his family, figuring out that Miguel is gone, and it pretty much ended with his family using his dead name, which was the female name before the transgender thing. And that actually hits a bit close to my home, or a bit close to my family, because my sibling last year came out as non-binary. They changed their name, and so their dead first name is now their middle name. And my parents are okay with that, but my parents don't really accept the they, them. and still refers to, and still does he, but they're called everything else. But yeah, anyway, I got on a tangent. But the point is, I'm really liking the story so far. I'm intrigued to see where it goes and how the second half of the summary comes into it. Yeah, because I have heard good things about this book, and so I'm hoping that I'm one of the ones who loves it. Because I tend to have an unpopular opinion with a lot of popular books. A lot of people like them, and I don't like a lot of them. So hopefully this one is on the I like it list. But I'll catch you guys once I've read more, I've got more to say. Bye. Hi. So I have an update for my library challenge. But first, check out my Halloween shirt. It's not really a Halloween shirt, but it's the closest thing I have at the moment. And it's got the Grim Reaper on it, so I'm counting this as a spooky shirt. Anyway, I was on sprints last night, and I was on sprint for 4 hours, and I got like 200 and something. I got about 200 pages read of this. So I've only got about 90 pages to go. But I am really enjoying this book. I love the relationship between Gadriel and Julian, but also Gadriel and Maritza. And yeah, depending on how the last 90 pages go, this is most likely going to be either a 4.5 or a 5-star, which is good because yeah, I feel like this is definitely the actual best book that I've read for this library challenge so far. I mean, I've got 2 months to go, but I feel like this is going to be this is probably going to be one of, if not my favorite, of the reading challenge. Anyway, yeah, so a lot has happened in this book. And yeah, I'm loving the relationship between all the characters. And yeah, this book is just so nice and fun. And it's got the spooky vibes that I wanted. But yeah, I'm learning a lot more about Mexican culture and Dia de los Muertos, which is Day of the Dead or Halloween in Mexican language. And yeah, so I am really enjoying this so far, and I'll probably get the last 90 pages done today, and then I can count this book as finished and move on to my next one. Bye! So it is a couple of hours later, and I finished Cemetery Boys. This is definitely a 5-star read. I just felt like I was sucked into it, and September for me was like a disappointing or average reading month. So to actually and the start of this month wasn't actually that good either. So the fact that this is a 5-star, it's only got to be up from here, right? Anyway, yeah, this is definitely a 5-star, and I can't wait to see what the rest of this reading challenge for this year brings. But yeah, definitely a 5-star. And I am back with the November prompt for this library challenge, and that is essentially the prompt was continue a series. I'm trying to continue a series that I wasn't sure that I need at least one more book to figure out if I like the series or not, and that is Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. I read Throne of Glass about a year ago, and I thought it was just okay. So this book is going to seal the deal on whether this is a series for me or whether Sarah J. Maas is an author for me. And yeah, so I don't really think I need to say what this is about, especially since it's the second book in a series. But yeah, Selena has won her contest and is now King's Champion. She's not exactly loyal to the crown. She's still on a search for she's still on justice for something that I can't remember. But yeah, so this is my way of trying to figure out if this is both an author and a series for me. Bye! Hello! So it is the 16th of November and I have finally finished my book for the Library Challenge for November, and that is Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. Now, I would have given an update halfway through, but there wasn't really much I could say. I was intrigued to the first 100 pages. They really sucked me in. And then after that, it got really dull. And like nothing happened after that. They built up this excitement for 100 pages. And then it was just like a lot of love triangle stuff and stuff that I really didn't care about. This book had such promise, and then I was just disappointed by the end. I think I'm just going to give it 2.5 stars. Because, yeah, it wasn't bad enough to get a 1. It was just dull. And it started off promising. But, yeah, I don't really know how to say what this book is about because it's the second in a series. But essentially, the main character, whose name I'm not quite sure how to pronounce, Selena, I think. Yeah, she's now the King's Champion, and she's off doing all of this assassin stuff for the king. And that's about all I can tell you, because I was, like, really bored throughout this book. So, that's all I have for this clip. And I will see you guys in December for the final book of this library challenge for this year. Bye! Hello! So I am finally getting to my final book for this. Let me move this a bit closer so you can see my tree a bit better. Yeah, anyway, yeah, I am finally getting to my, let me sit over here, to my December read for this library challenge. So I can read this and then finish up this video for the, like, this challenge for the year. And the prompt that I ended up with was just adult fantasy. So I picked up The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi by Shannon Chakraborty. This is a pretty popular one that I am late to the game with. But yeah, hopefully I enjoy it, and I will let you guys know soon what I think of it. Bye! Hi! So I have finally finished my last book for this reading challenge for this year, The Adventures of Amina Al-Sarafi. I really enjoyed this. I ended up giving it 5 stars, which for me in like heavy fantasy, that's a good thing. I'm normally more of a cozy fantasy girly, but yeah, this one was pretty good. It's about, obviously, Amina Al-Sarafi. And she was once this, like, famous pirate captain who had her own crew, but she essentially had a daughter, and so she stopped the pirate life so that she could just have a normal life with her daughter and her mother. But she gets brought back into it when this woman turns up offering her a significant sum of money to rescue her granddaughter, who she is convinced has been kidnapped without any actual proof. And yeah, this gets into like a lot of like there is a lot of magical elements to this book that I wasn't expecting. But yeah, it was pretty good, and I liked the way it went. But yeah, definitely a 5-star. So I will put on the screen, probably in front of my face as I'm talking, the final results of this library challenge. This one was probably the most, like, the book that I liked the most out of the ones that I read throughout this year. But I think I might continue with this challenge next year. We'll see. But anyway, I will catch you guys in whatever video comes up next. Bye!